Hello people of all kinds, Scorching Cliffs here. Time to do a review of the latest A Day to Remember track titled Bad Vibrations. So A Day to Remember are a bit of an interesting band because they got this weird mix of metalcore and pop punk, which is a weird blend to go for. And it's probably what keeps this band interesting for me, honestly. Because if it was just generic metalcore all the way through, or just generic pop punk all the way through, I wouldn't really be interested in this band at all. You know, there's definitely other bands where that are just like that. They're just so generic with their genres. They don't do anything to kind of stand out. But strangely enough, mixing these two genres that are pretty generic, with at least the way that they A Day to Remember present these two genres, they mix them both, and that's what keeps it interesting for me. That being said, whenever they bring out a new song, I'm never really sure what to expect. I don't know if I should expect a metalcore style song, or a punk song, or maybe a bit of both. This new track, Bad Vibrations, is a metalcore song. Thing is though, even though they mix these two genres, and it's an interesting style, the problem is that these, like, the way they actually present these genres individually, because you don't always get them at the same time. It's always like, oh yeah, here's the metalcore bit and here's the punk bit. They do mix them a bit on some songs, but you know, individually they're not that interesting. The only thing that makes this the most interesting thing about this band is just the fact that they mix these two generic styles. So this can mean that A Day to Remember songs, for me personally, can be hit and miss sometimes. So let's talk about this new song, Bad Vibrations, shall we? The song's got a bit of a memorable intro with Jeremy McKinnon starting off with these screamed vocals, screaming, you know, don't forget that this is a choice, pick your poison, live with remorse. I probably made that sound really poetic somehow, even though it's really not in the song, but I quite like the intro. It builds up your expectation for what's to come next. It's got these nice reverby guitars that, you know, it lets you know that something big's coming maybe. But then the song actually kicks in, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. It's enough of one of these riffs, okay. The chorus is everything I'd kind of want in a Day to Remember song. It's not like really catchy or anything, but it just sounds right. It's not too, it doesn't feel forced or anything. It feels like it is the chorus, so no complaints with the chorus. But let's talk about the bridge real quickly. Or the outro, I guess. It's kind of both, I guess. Okay, there's this really cool riff that comes in at like the 3-minute mark. It's this really awesome riff. I can't remember how it goes, I just remember there's this really cool guitar riff, but it comes in for like a few bars, like 2 or 4 bars maybe, and then it just disappears and goes back to the other riff that it was playing before that. That riff's okay. I mean, it sounds angry or whatever, but why don't you stick with the really awesome sounding riff instead, that more slightly melodic one, that has just a bit more to it. I feel like that's the best thing to do when you're making an angry song, is to have an awesome riff like that and not just be chugging it all the time. Never doing that again. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the new song, Bad Vibrations. Are you hyped for this new record of theirs? I'm definitely gonna buy it, or at the very least check it out. I usually buy records anyway, so I'm definitely buying it if I can. So yeah, what do you think of the song? Let me know if you liked the review, enjoyed it or anything. And leave suggestions on what I should review next. Albums, songs, doesn't matter when they came out, don't even have to be new, just anything. So yeah, and I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ta.